let's be clear that we're talking about a metaphor, okay? There's no literal switch here. There's a metaphor, and what that means, what the metaphor kind of works. It came about because we noticed the very first time we ran a WildFit class, and the second time and the third time, that what happened is that in a group of people, you would have a number of people that would have a, they would just start going, you know what? I have more energy. I don't need so much sleep. I don't get tired in the afternoons. So clearly what was happening there is they were switching fuel sources, and they were no longer burning sugar and they were burning fat. And so they found themselves having a gently increased amount of energy, a gently, you know, a gentle increase in the amount of energy they had in the course of a day. Great. Then other people, they would go through something else where they would feel really low energy, and they'd be like almost even depressed. And sometimes they'd even get angry, and they'd show up on the call and yell at me. And then they would suddenly, you know, at some point in that 3-week period, this week, next week, the week you guys have just finished, the week you're starting, or the next one, they would write in the Facebook group and go, oh my God, it happened. Oh my God, it's incredible. It was like incredible. I woke up this morning and I got so much done, and I did the cleaning, and then I wrote a book, and then I ran a marathon. I'm of course kidding a little bit, but they would have this day where it all went crazy for them. And so that in their case, it was almost like it was a switch that went bam, like a breaker switch that just flipped back. It was like, boom, tons of energy. And then there'd be another group of people that was like, I think I have more energy. Don't really know. Don't really feel it. I'm not sure. I think I had good energy before, and so on. And it's more like a dimmer switch in their case. It's not so striking or so powerful. The key thing to look at, and this is really important, is that the one group that has the biggest advantage are the ones that have a massive switch, because they see the before after in a really big way, and they can remember the day it happened. It's like, I remember the day. I'm not eating that garbage. I remember the day, right? But then other people have a problem. And that is that the energy sometimes builds really slowly. And so one day you go, oh, I'll give you the perfect example. I think maybe I tell this story in one of the videos. I can't remember now, but we had this client, and she had one of the lying in bed all day diseases. You know, there's a few of them, but she had the I'm in bed all day, I have no energy. And so she came and did the program. And in about week 10 or so, she came on the call and she's like, Eric, this program, I mean, I thought it was working, but it just doesn't work, because like I am so tired today and my muscles are sore and I just can't even get out of bed. And I've been at this for 2 months and blah, 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 blah. And I said, whoa, hold on. Tell me what's going on. What did you eat yesterday? She goes, well, I ate this and I ate that and I ate this. And I go, okay. And what did you do yesterday? And she goes, well, I went for a bike ride with my friends. Now, I don't say anything at this point, because here's what you need to know. Up until she started the program, she could not walk to her friend's house next door. You understand? Like, she really, like, I go, why don't you go and hang out with your friends? Oh, I just don't feel like, where do they live? Next door. Like, she couldn't get on a bus to go out for lunch with her friends. So she didn't. Now she's gone bike riding, right? So I don't say anything at first. She goes, oh, I went bike riding with some friends yesterday. I go, okay, cool. I said, how far did you go? She goes, oh, we went like 10 kilometers. All right. Now I suddenly stop and I look and I go, okay, you're trying to tell me that the program isn't working because today you're tired and your muscles are sore, because yesterday you went for a 10-kilometer bike ride when 2 months ago you couldn't walk to your neighbor's house. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this to you is that gradual change is sometimes hard to see. Gradual change is sometimes hard to see. This is why it sometimes looks like the only reason we know our kids are growing is because their clothes keep getting smaller. But our friends' kids grow really quickly, don't they? Even though they're the same size, because you don't see your friends' kids for a few weeks, then you see them and they're bigger. But your kids you see every day. That's why we have to put the line on the door and draw on the wall so we can measure their height, because we don't see it. Incremental, small, steady change on a daily basis is really hard for us to see. And so when you guys are looking at this issue of the switch, some of you may find that your energy improves a tiny little bit. And what you really need to do is do an honest appraisal of, didn't I used to get a little tired in the afternoons? Or didn't I used to wake up a little more groggy than this? And look for that, because it's part of what I mentioned earlier around tapping into progress.